How are we today?
Well, thanks. Good to talk
Hey,
to
how
you.
you doing?
Hi.
I am doing wonderfully. I just finished Love Victor last night. I stayed up so that I could watch it all and absorb it. So sad. We are saying farewell, but also I think it's been a beautiful story that you guys have created. So thank you for that.
Thank you
Uh,
for watching, staying up late.
Elizabeth, what does it mean to you to be part of bringing such an important story to life, especially for LGBTQ teens who are watching?
Oh boy. I mean, I'm really proud to be a part of it. I think probably the most meaningful part of doing this show has been over the 3 seasons hearing directly from our fans. And we have a very beautifully vocal fan base who have never hesitated to reach out to us. And it's just meant so much to hear from them and to hear that watching the show made a true impact in their lives. And it maybe, allowed them to have conversations with their parents that they previously hadn't been able to have. And they ended up binging the whole series with their parents. And it fostered all of these beautiful conversations and left them closer than they were before. We've also gotten to hear from an older demographic that, really wished that they had a show like this and feel like they finally got the show that they wish they had growing up. So it's been just tremendously meaningful to receive that feedback. And we hope that the show, continues to live on and people continue to find it and that it continues to make a difference and make people that didn't have a show like that before feel seen and like their stories are represented on TV.
Absolutely. Now, season 3 is what I would call a Ferris wheel of emotions. So, Brian, could you give us a, spoiler-free overview of what emotions we might be experiencing? How would you sum up the season?
Yeah, I think a Ferris wheel of emotions is
really
is
good.
great. We want to trademark that.
Thank you.
I think that's exactly right. The show has always lived in a space between comedy and drama, and I think that sort of perfectly encapsulates what it feels like to be. I was going to say queer teenager, but I think it encapsulates what it feels like to be a teenager, right? There's a lot of ups and a lot of downs. And that's true of this season. There's a lot of growing up still to do. So I'd say twists and turns, excitement, joy, surprise, heartbreak, and ultimately a feeling of wanting to leave the audience feeling like hopeful, I would say. Wish fulfillment has always been a strong drive of ours. In so many queer stories are sort of based in trauma or experiences which are painful. And while we absolutely love good teen drama, we want to leave people feeling a sense of optimism. So these kids, by the end of the season, I think you're going to feel like these kids are going to be all right.
Absolutely. Oh, the kids are going to be all right. I love it. Yes. Isaac, I adore the Salazar family, not least of which because Ugly Betty was my jam in ye olden days. And so Hilda is, of course, an icon. But can you describe, what the Salazar family might go through this season? Will we see them, tenser, more together?
Yes, for sure. For Anna, who plays, Victor's mom, Isabel, she's really reeling from how long it took her to get on board with Victor's coming out last year. And she's still feeling the residual guilt from that and feeling this need to kind of prove to him how supportive she is and how much she loves him now that everything's said and done. And she has varying degrees of success with that. She goes sometimes too far in the supportive mom direction and becomes a bit overbearing, but they ultimately find this really lovely status quo, I think. And then we have James, who plays Armando, as open and sort of quick he was to get on board with Victor last season. This year, he's having a much harder time with his daughter, Pilar, who's embarking on a romantic relationship. And we see a very, very different side of him and some of the toxic masculinity that the family has to contend with in the context of him being the father to a young woman embarking on a romantic relationship.
Well, thank you guys so much. I love the show. I love all of you. I cannot wait to see what you will bring us next.